Hi, my name is Cathy Curry. I'm the Director of Outreach and Education for Huntsville Ballet Company, and I'm here today to teach a movement and science integrated lesson on the 3 states of matter. So, let's look at the 3 states of matter. Let's see here. Oh, there they are. Matter is everything that we come across in our lives, like the air you breathe, or the clothes you wear, the water you drink. It's literally everything. In fact, did you know that you are made of matter too? All matter is made up of molecules, which are tiny pieces of matter. The way that these molecules move around or don't move around determine how we classify matter into these 3 different groups. So, remember, a molecule is the smallest amount of a chemical substance that can exist. If a molecule were split into smaller pieces, it would be a different substance. So today, we're going to talk about how they classify these molecules that make up everything in the whole planet, and we're going to talk about how they move, and that will help us remember how they classify these different states of matter. And I have my son, Charlie, who's here to help us out, because usually when I teach this lesson, I have a whole crowd of people, but now we just have the 2 of us. So I think that we're ready to talk about these molecules and how they exist and are classified in the 3 states of matter. So first thing that we do before we go into the science is talk about what our dance tools are going to be. So, the way that we classify things in dance is we start with the elements of dance: body, time, space, and force. I think today we're going to be talking a lot about space. That means high or low, big space, little space. Definitely space. And we always talk about force, energy, the adverb words. So space and force are going to be the main focus of our lesson today, how we're going to dance about molecules and how they move. So, speaking of force, we need to use our force words, our effort action words. So all movement, whether it's in dance, any kind of dance, ballet, hip hop, jazz, or even if it's the movement of the molecules or anything in science or anything on the planet that moves, can be broken down and classified by these effort action words. So let's think about them. You ready, Charlie? You remember? You review as I go over them for our students. We have dab, like you dab ink. You have punch, like you punch something really hard. You have glide, like a smooth glide across. And then you have press, ooh, like you're pressing or pushing open a door. And float, like a balloon floats through the sky. And then, I like flick, like flick a bug off you, flick some dust, flick. We have slash, whoosh, like a sword, slash. And we have, this one, wring your body out like a towel. It's tight and it's bound. So all of these movements are either going to be smooth and free, or they're going to be tight and bound. Like a dab is very light and free, and a glide is very smooth and free, and a press is very tight and bound, and a ring is very tight and bound. So if you know these effort action words, we're going to identify a different Labon. It was invented by Rudolf Labon, this guy who was a movement analysis expert. He designed all these words, and his theory is that everything can be analyzed by using these words. So we're going to pick one for each state of matter. And then by the end of our lesson, we should be able to choose music that describes the state of matter, and we should be able to dance about each one and go back and forth. So now we have our dance words. We know we have dab, punch, glide, press, float, flick, slash, and ring. And we know that we're going to be working with space and force. I think we should learn the science. So we go back to our science board. And here we are. We talked about the molecules. Here's an example of a water molecule. It's made up of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen atom. And if you'd broken it down into anything else, it wouldn't be water anymore. So we're talking about these different molecules and the 3 main states of matter. We're going to talk about solids. Like, for example, here's an ice cube. How are the molecules going to move in an ice cube? Interesting. In a solid? Oh, but if it was a hot day, then what would happen? The ice would melt and become a liquid. Liquids take the shape of their containers and they flow. So see how it's taken the shape of this glass? And then gas, they don't have their own shape. They move freely. So example, we have our frozen piece of ice, our free-flowing liquid, and then after the liquid melted, what if we put it on the stove in a hot pan? It would turn into a gas like water vapor, and it would float through the air, and it would eventually evaporate, wouldn't it? So we have these three states of matter. Specifically, what happens to water in the three ones? We have ice, water, and water vapor. We have a gas, that's steam. So let's talk about how the molecules are going to move in each of these states. Interesting. Oh, hey, look, you guys. There's a whole poster. Look how the gas molecules are kind of floating all over the place. And then, oh, the liquid ones, they're kind of close and tight, aren't they? And then, hey, the solid ones, they're kind of bound together, aren't they? So you see how in the solids, there's a strong attraction between the particles, the molecules. They're very close together and they're neatly arranged. They kind of vibrate in place. They have a definite shape and definite volume. And in liquids, there's a moderate attraction between the particles, the molecules. They're still close together, but they're not as neatly arranged. They're kind of all over the place. And they're able to slide past each other. They have an indefinite shape, but they definitely have volume. And now we have the gases. There's a very weak attraction between the particles. They can go all over the place. The particles are very much further away from each other than they were before. And they can kind of move around and bump into each other and bounce off of things. They have an indefinite shape and indefinite volume. So we've seen how on paper they move. How can we translate that into a dance? How do we translate that into our bodies and really learn it and show it and have fun with it? Let's figure that out, Charlie. All right, I think Charlie is a molecule and I am a molecule. Let's stand neutral. Let's be the molecules in a solid. And since when I usually teach this lesson, I have a whole classroom full of molecules, but all I have are two of us. Hey, Charlie, let's use our imaginary friend. Hey, it's the chair. So the chair, you know, if you do this lesson at home, you guys, it'd be fun if you had your brother or sister or mom or dad. You could have the whole family be molecules. But if you don't have anyone in your family who wants to dance for science today, you could use your chair. Hey, you could use your dog. You could probably use your cat. But we're going to use the chair today. So, Charlie, you are going to stand neutral and be a molecule. You're a molecule. I'm a molecule. This chair is a molecule. Hey, let's get really close to it. Let's get bound and tight. Oh, but we have to be organized. You be symmetrically on the other side, and I will too. Here we are. I think we are the molecules in a solid. We can only kind of vibrate and move bound and tight. We are stuck together. This is a solid. Let's make a shape into our core. They call this a core shape. Can you make a round, ringing, twisty core shape? Hey, chair, you do it too. All right, get bound and tight with the chair. We are the molecules in a solid. Remember, they don't really move around. They're kind of stuck. So let's get kind of stuck and let's move a little bit and vibrate a little bit. Oh, we can't move very much. We are the molecules in a solid. And freeze, neutral. Oh, uh-oh. You got very bound and tight, didn't we? Well, you know what? We need to choose an effort action word for that. Let's see. Let's go back to our list. Charlie, were we gliding? Not really. Were we punching? Nah, not feeling it. I think this one is very bound and tight. Ring, that is going to be our solid effort action word. All right, molecule, stand neutral. And are you ready to ring? Ring and tight with me. Okay, don't really move. We're kind of stuck and vibrate a little bit. Remember it said they kind of vibrate in a solid. And don't get tangled, neutral. So remember, molecules are moving all the time, even in a solid, even if it's just the tiniest little vibration. So, we got solid. What is our effort action word for solid again? Oh, it's ring. It's ring. That's our effort action word. And back to neutral, Charlie. So we got solid. I think we should move on. Let's do the next state. Pretend we were the molecules in an ice cube there. What happens on a hot day? What would happen, Charlie, to the ice cube? It would melt and become a liquid. That's correct. So let's be the molecules in a liquid. Oh, hey, we can spread out more. That's pretty cool. Okay, but not too much. Let's imagine that we're in a big bowl, okay? But the molecules are slightly spread out too. And now we can kind of move a little bit more freely. You ready, Charlie? Move a little bit more freely around the chair. Move freely. Ah, this is better. We're not so bound and tight. Don't touch the chair. You want to give the chair a little bit of bubble space. And, oh wait, since we have more freedom, I think we should choose another effort action word because the molecules are no longer bound and tight. They're not totally free. That's not a free-for-all. I think, they don't punch. They're not really violent. They don't quite float yet. Most definitely. Let's glide. Let's glide. Let's take our arms. Charlie, can you glide your arms? Glide your arms. Can you glide your arms in a curvilinear pathway? Ooh, that's nice. A glide is long, and it can be either a straight one, or you can glide in a curvy river road pathway. You can glide down, and then you can ascend your glide up. You can glide straight down in a vertical line, up and down. You can glide. Can you glide horizontally, Charlie? Glide horizontally. And we've just been doing it with our arms. Can we do it with our legs too? Glide up with your leg, glide down with your leg. Can you glide across with your leg? Can you glide diagonally with your leg? Can you glide behind you with your leg? Can you glide with an arm and then glide with a leg? It just needs to be slow and smooth. So wait a second, is this a glide? That wasn't a glide. A glide isn't sudden. A glide is long and smooth. Make it long and smooth. Now, okay, where were we? Stand neutral. We were the molecules in a liquid. They were a little bit more free. They were not bound and tight like in a solid. And they had a little bit more space. So give your chair a bubble of space, and let's glide like the water molecules around the chair. Can you go around the chair? Don't get in my bubble. Stay close to the chair. Uh-oh. And glide. Can you glide around? Glide with your arms. Glide. How many ways can you make your arms glide, Charlie? Can you make your head glide? Can you make your head glide, dancers? Can you make your elbow glide? Can you make your fingers glide? Can you make your shoulders glide? Can you make your head glide? Can you mix it all up? Maybe an arm, and then a shoulder, and then a leg, and then your head. And can you make it travel? But don't go too far away. We are water molecules right now. Water molecules stay fairly close together, but they can glide smoothly and slide in and out and around each other. All right, stand neutral. So what were our effort action words? Oh, that was solid. Solids are ringing and tight. Liquids are smooth, gliding around each other. We have one more state of matter. Gas. A gas moves differently because if you don't have a container, that gas is just going to go everywhere. If you have that water vapor and you don't have it contained, or like the helium in a balloon, you had helium in a balloon and you pop the balloon, the helium would go anywhere and everywhere. It would find the little crack in the wall and go up and out. It would go all the way to the ceilings. It would go upstairs and downstairs into the kitchen and down to the basement. the gases would go anywhere and everywhere. They have an undefinite shape. They just like, stay neutral for a sec. Remember, bound and tight for the solid, right? And we have that definite smooth contained water, but our gas molecules are totally random. They can go anywhere and everywhere. They can go all over the place. I have a good word for that. Stand neutral. What do you guys think? Charlie, what do you think? Is it going to be punch? Nope, that has a definite ending. Most definitely, it's going to float. Floating is indirect, it's indefinite, it goes all over the place, just like the molecules in a gas. Remember, can you stand neutral, Charlie? Can you stand neutral? Thank you. Just like you see here. The solid ones are tight and close. The liquid, they're gonna slide past each other, but the gas go anywhere. And if you took the stopper out, they would float all over the room. So that is going to be our effort action word. What is our effort action word for a gas again? Float! We're going to float. You ready? Okay, let's start bound and tight. We're an ice cube. Get in ice cube. Ice cube. Oh, we can barely move. Now we're a liquid. We're gliding. Stay close to the chair. We're not a gas yet. But now we're a gas. Oh, hey, I like this word too. Let's flick. Can you flick? I like to flick. Can you float your arms? Can you float your leg? Can you float your other leg? Can you float your legs and arms? Can you add a flick? Because a flick is a light, random, indirect word. So Charlie, let's flick and float through general space. Ready? Flick and float. Flick and float. All you guys at home, think of the different ways that you could flick and float. Can you flick your shoulder? Can you float your arms? Can you flick your foot? Can you float your leg? Can you float down, then float up and flick? And I like to add lots of jumps to flick and float so you can be light, because you have to be light when you're floating, don't you? All right, gas molecules, are you floating? And we came back to liquid. We're liquid, glide again, glide. But the liquid is gonna freeze, the molecules freeze in tight, hold. They melted again. Now they're gliding around each other. And now, it heated up so much that the molecules turned into a gas. Gas. They're flicking, they're floating, they're going out the window, they're going up to the ceiling. Ready, and freeze. Neutral. And Charlie wanted me to talk about the fourth stage of matter, which is plasma. He's totally fascinated with plasma. And plasma, we're not going to address too much because it's kind of a mysterious state of matter. And the molecules in a plasma is like what's in neon signs, or actually stars are made of plasma, parts of them. And what else?
Lightning.
Lightning is made of plasma. And the molecules in plasma move a lot like the molecules in a gas, but they contain a what, Charlie? Do you remember? What can molecules in a plasma do? Yeah, can you say it loud? They hold an electromagnetic charge. So they're a little bit different. They can hold an electric charge. But just for choreographic sense, I think we're going to have them stick to the same ideas, flick and float, just like a gas would. Well, Charlie, come in, help me out. Neutral. I am a choreographer. That's my job. I make up dances for a living. And if I were going to make a dance for the Huntsville Ballet Company about molecules, I would next, since I come up with movement ideas, I'd said, my dancers are going to be bound and tight, and then they're going to glide, and then they're going to flick and float. I had better come up with 3 different pieces of music for each movement. The bound, tight, solid, the gliding and sliding past each other, liquid, and the free-floating flick of the gas molecules. Let's come up with a song. Let's see. Can you sit in the chair, Charlie, and listen? This is the listening part. Oh, this is going to be hard. Can you listen? What about this song? Listen carefully. Does that sound free-floating? Does that sound light? No, it really doesn't to me. It sounds kind of bound and tight, right? All right, so let's be the molecules in a solid with that song. You ready? Ooh, bound tight. Can we vibrate a little bit? Can we kind of move and how our molecules rub up against each other and they barely move at all? They're kind of stuck. Are they stuck, Charlie? Can you get out? And come out and stand neutral. That's a good one. Can you untangle and stand neutral, please? Now, that was going to be our song for our solid, the way the molecules move or don't really move much in a solid. What about this one? What do you think this one is? Wait, listen carefully. Oh wait, is this light? It's definitely light and free. I think this should be our gas song. Let's flick and float, Charlie. Flick and float. All right, dancers at home, listen to the song and flick and float. How many ways can you flick, float? Flick your arms, flick your head, flick and float. And come in and freeze. So that leaves one more song to choose. Let's see about this one. What was our, we have 3 words, Charlie. The first one was ring. And then we had flick and float. Do you remember what the 3rd word was, Charlie? What is this? Glide. All right, you ready? Stand neutral. Wait for the song, listen. Be very still and listen. Does this one glide? Does that glide? That doesn't glide. What about this one? Oh, I like that one. Water molecules. Let's glide around the chair. Slowly. A medium tempo. Not too fast, not too slow. We're just relaxed. We're gliding. Stay close together. Don't get too far away from me. Glide. Glide. How many ways can you glide smoothly? I like to add a spin while I'm gliding. I always like to add spins when I glide. Long lines, smooth glides. Glide. Find different ways to turn and glide smoothly. Charlie, can you pass me and slide by me like the water molecules? Can you add a spin, Charlie? And ready? Hold my shape. Freeze. Neutral. Don't move a muscle. All right, so we chose 3 different songs for each stage of matter, each state. And what would be really cool if you guys could do the same thing at your house. If you could maybe get your music out and say, is this one bound and tight? Is this one free flowing and gliding? Is this one light and random and flicking? Which song suits the movement of the molecules in each of the 3 states of matter? Let's do it one more time, and let's do them in order. Let's pretend you're an ice cube, and you melt into a liquid, and then you evaporate into a gas, and then we'll take a bow when we're done. Ready? Here we go. Charlie, bring the chair back to what it was, and let's do our first solid. Ready? Oh. Solid, tight. Oh, it's very tight. Oh, we can barely move at all. We're tight. We're ringing tight and bound. other. They can find different ways to move and turn. And uh-oh, it's very, very, very hot. So now our liquid is going to evaporate and become a gas. We can go anywhere we want now. We can flick. We can float. How many ways can we move? All right. And come in and make one little flick. Ending shape. Hold. And neutral. All right, you guys. So remember, you can make up dances about science any way you want. And you can always find music that goes with your concept. So I think we should all take a bow for each other. And maybe you have homework to go and find your own music and explore how to make up a dance about the 3 stages of matter by yourself. Wait, what are they? Solid, liquid, and gas. And if you were feeling crazy like Charlie, maybe you could make up a plasma molecule dance. You ready? Let's take a bow for the people at home. Stand neutral. And take a big deep breath. And bow down, look at your feet. And one more time, let's use our arms. Big deep breath. Take a bow. And give yourself a big hand. Say, thank you for dancing with us today.